your Red Bay if you dare. Open till midnight Thursdays and 1 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is For the Record.
For the Record. 1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees. So fair. Today is Friday, the 15th day of November 2024, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on our roads, the wet roads of the Cayman Islands, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please, please, please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, a belated happy birthday to you as well. And to remind you that, For the Record, birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery as well. And again, we want to extend our prayers and our thoughts to our colleague, DJ Lynn. Want to wish you a speedy recovery, everything that is good as well. And so, folks, we want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, and I should add wet roads of the Cayman Islands as well. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I'm your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. Two numbers that are operational, 949-6990, and our WhatsApp number, 925-3261. So if you try to call in, those are the numbers that you can call in to reach us. Of course, waiting in the control room to take your calls, none other than the radio voice of Silver Fox, Mr. Paul Akal. And, or like I said, we don't have a toll-free number that's functioning now. Other numbers, 949-6990, 925-3261. You can WhatsApp us on that number, also 925-3261. Follow us on YouTube by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream, and we are on Facebook as well. So first of all, let's look at the birthday shout-outs. Again, proudly brought to you by Coca-Cola. They are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. So today, the 15th of November, Claudette Green celebrating a birthday today. Also Emma Hurlston celebrating her birthday. Betty Veer celebrating a birthday today, as well as Nikki Watson celebrating her birthday today as well. Other birthdays later on in November on Sunday, we see that, well, before we go to Sunday, tomorrow, the 16th of November, my sister, Judith McField, some of you know her by the name of Taki. She's celebrating her birthday tomorrow, so I want to wish her a happy birthday in advance. We see Dolores Ebanks celebrating her birthday on Sunday, the 17th of November. Cheryl Miller celebrating her birthday also on Sunday, and Betty Christian celebrating her birthday on Sunday, the 17th of November as well. And then, of course, next week, Tuesday, Miss Jewel Borden, she will be celebrating her birthday. We will give her a big shout out again to remind everyone on Monday, and then, God's willing, on Wednesday, we will also give her a belated happy birthday shout out. So she'll get 3 birthday shout outs, Miss Jewel Borden as well. And to remind you folks that, again, for the record, birthday shout outs proudly brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout outs. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. If you know someone who's celebrating a birthday today or any other momentous occasion, please share that information with us and for the record, and we will give them a big shout out here. We're going to share some of the press releases, the news bulletins that have been put out there. The first one this morning, I think I have enough time to do so before we go to our first commercial break, and it has to do with the Cayman Islands government dispelling Little Cayman aid rumors. So rumors about aid to Little Cayman, and this was issued yesterday at 11 minutes to 12 o'clock in. This was issued by the Cayman Islands government. It says that the Cayman Islands government is aware of a misleading message circulating on WhatsApp that falsely calls for emergency aid for Little Cayman. As the outer bands of Tropical Depression 19 are currently affecting the Cayman Islands, this misinformation has caused unnecessary concern and confusion. The government would like to clarify that no request for aid has been issued. Mr. Mark Tibbetts, District Commissioner for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, addressed the situation, stating, and I quote, "Our priority is the safety and well-being of all residents. There is no call for emergency aid for Little Cayman at this time. I encourage everyone to verify any such requests with the district officer in Little Cayman or the Sister Islands Emergency Committee via district administration in the BRAC. It is crucial to rely on official channels to prevent the spreading of inaccurate information. To stay informed and receive accurate updates, please use the following trusted sources: Cayman Islands National Weather Service, and you do that by logging on to weather.gov.ky, Hazard Management Cayman Islands, caymanprepared.ky, and Cayman Islands Government at gov.ky. Government continues to monitor Tropical Depression 19 and is committed to addressing any misinformation promptly. We urge the public to refrain from sharing unverified messages and to stay informed through official sources only. People, please stop being so mischievous. You don't know the harm that it may cause, and that may include physical harm when you spread misinformation as well. With that, we're going to take our first commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
The silver thatch palm, native only to the Cayman Islands, was a highly useful and versatile tree. The open leaves were used in roofing, the ribs used for brooms, and the unopened leaf spikes woven into hats, mats, fans, and baskets. However, the most important product of the silver thatch, also the most marketable, was its usage in rope making. The rope was primarily made in West Bay, North Side, East End, Cayman Brac, and Little Cayman. Thatch ropes were used by all local fishermen and those in Jamaica, and the thinner gauge rope knitted into nets for turtle fishing. By the 1950s, synthetic fiber rope made its way into the market. Although not a huge source of profit at 9 pence per 100 yards, rope making was vital, especially for women, and meant the difference between survival or being destitute.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
The Rotary Central Music Extravaganza tickets are moving. Get your tickets now and win $40,000 grand prize, $4,000 second prize, and 6 $1,000 prizes. Tickets are $25 each. Get your tickets now from any Rotary Central member. Rotary Central ticket seller, eventpro.ky, Funky Tangs on Shedden Road, Rotarian Annie Rose Scott in Cayman Brac, A.L. Thompson's Home Depot, Georgetown. You may be that lucky winner. Rotary Central, supporting more than 28 projects important to our community. The 29th Annual Rotary Central Music Extravaganza, Saturday, November 30th, Salty's Harbor Grill, Red Bay, the magic of Rotary, through Rotary Central.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Join Brandsour's Home Gallery as we celebrate our 54th anniversary with an incredible store-wide sale and the best deals ever. Now through November 16th, save up to 40% on premium appliances, 50% off on plumbing fixtures, and 20% off cabinets and custom closets. Enjoy store-wide savings on appliances, kitchen cabinets, custom closets, sinks, faucets, vanities, tubs, decorative lighting, barbecue grills, mattresses, and more. Get your home right for the holidays with Brandsource's 54th anniversary sale. Visit us and meet our knowledgeable sales team and designers on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Phone 623-5000.
Reflections annual countdown to Christmas sale is on now. Ladies, save 50 to 75% off selected fashion clothing, selected Adidas, Puma, and Nike sneakers discounted from 25 to 50% off. Make your gift giving super easy this year by getting Reflections gift certificates for everyone on your list. Converse kicks starting at $25 and bargains galore throughout the store. Guys, cargo pants, big and tall, $5.50. Levi's and selected Docker pants, 25% off. Every purchase above $49 at Reflections gives you the opportunity to win 2 free tickets to any Cayman Airways destination of your choice. Open Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. till 8 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. Shop Reflections on Shen Road beside the Mango Tree.
See yourself in Reflections.
Reflections, always driving down prices.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. Our phone lines are open about 7 minutes before we go to our 8 o'clock news. We do have one caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
I hope I can say everything in 7 minutes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good. Well, see, I just pleading to the public in regards to all traffic, especially our school buses. I don't know what's going to happen with the law about school buses, passing school buses when they stop to drop off and pick up. Don't care how many lights you have on. Don't care if you park straight, crossway. Cars are still coming and getting very close. Just children when they are stepping off the bus. And I want the whole island to know that the exit of the school bus is on the left-hand side. So if you think that you're doing yourself justice by taking yourself to cross the left side of the bus, you are doing wrong because that's where the door opens to let the children out. So I just want to say this one, I'm pleading to whoever it is to help protect our children and everybody else on our roads. You know that in the morning now are extremely dark. We got cars driving without any lights on. We got walkers out there. We got riders out there, and they don't have anything reflectable on themselves to protect themselves and for us to see them when we are on the road in the morning. So any time that, that is dark, And something got to be done because it's getting too close now with these children every day. And everybody see the school bus on the road, and they no comment and tell them, hey, you have to stop. But they're in a hurry and going nowhere and trying to kill innocent people, So I don't know who hands it goes into to protect our children, and everybody says on our roads. And this thing about calling you your license plate number and all that kind of stuff is it doesn't work. Tried that years ago, it doesn't work. Cayman needs to have, like America and England, everywhere, pure cameras and don't care who's driving the car, give the license plate and number, a ticket when they pick it up on the cameras. We need some help on this island real bad because the road rage is going to get so bad over sea that ain't going to be enough hospital to hold the people and enough graveyards to hold the people because when it is coming, it is coming, it is coming. It's crazy. It's crazy out here. And I don't see nobody doing anything in regards to it. And how
Do the buses have any cameras? Do you think that you could install cameras on the bus? You know, that area where the mirror is, those wide mirrors on the bus that would pick up drivers who do that, and that could be shared. You think? I guess who would fund it would be the question, but the government could, for safety purposes, install those on every school bus, and then you could pick up those vehicles that do that.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. And really and truly, all the buses are all privately owned, so it would take the private owners and the government to sit down and decide how it would work out financially, to have them done, because something needs to be done, OC. Believe me, I see so many close calls on a daily route with my children and other buses, and even now that they got 3 lanes, and even worse one now that they're zigzagging and trying to run from the bus and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you can't control everything, but we need to put some penalties out there that these people would think twice. I know yesterday, even 3:30 going east, the lane for President Highway was packed jam tight. And, they got 1 lane there, a barricade off still with the cones. And, someone went and drive into that all the way up until he could get where he wanted to get back over into the next lane, because it's barricade with dozens and dozens of cones. All these things shouldn't be happening. We got a bunch of idiots on our streets that don't care about human beings. And something needs to be done with I don't know, I'm not even going to say police department. I'm not going to even say the head of the police department, because if they can't listen to people complaining and they can't see things for themselves and go up in a helicopter to survey our island and see what's happening, something is definitely wrong, because they don't have any interest of what's happening in Cayman. I mean, you kill a student stepping off a school bus. We had such a close call last week before last, I think it was. So close that when that child stepped off of that bus, that car was by the bus door, OC. And they got to tell me that I must get a number. How am I going to get a number when I'm focusing on my children? That is not my job. I'm to take my children home safe. You understand? We need some help out here, and I'm begging, and I'm asking parents to step up and ask the law to help take care of the children on their routes to school and wherever else they have to go throughout the island.
Okay, that's it, Ms. Jan. Anything else?
No, that's it for now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for calling in as well. This person wrote and said, "Good morning to all. Ms. Jan, I hope the school bus drivers do like what the Cayman Brac drivers do. They occupy the middle of the road, so whoever is behind or in front will have to wait until the children cross." And I think bus drivers here do that as much as possible as well, but some of our roads may be much wider, and drivers may have a little bit more accessibility. But again, something that should be considered, what would it cost to install cameras on those buses? Like Ms. Jan said, the students exit on the left-hand side of the bus. That's where the doors are, because of the fact that we drive on the left, so they have had to redesign buses, to suit our roads, but install cameras there so that drivers can be picked up if they're breaking the law and endangering our children, and that information can then be shared with the police. Again, we shouldn't place a monetary value on the lives of our children out there, so something that I believe could be looked into. Folks, with that, we've reached the top of the hour, the 8 o'clock news. When we return, I have more to share with you. You may have heard the news already, but we will share it here as well, that the Voter registration deadline has been extended to the 15th of January 2025 for voters who want to be eligible to vote in the upcoming 2025 general elections. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you very much, Mr. Connor. Radio Cayman time check now, 8 a.m. This time check brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
Get ready to savor the season this Thanksgiving with Foster's.
Say goodbye to the stress of cooking and hello to a delicious holiday feast. Choose your main from 12-hour smoked pork, oven-roasted turkey, or maple glazed ham. Then mix and match your sides with options like scalloped potatoes, mac and cheese, steamed herb vegetables, and more.
And don't forget the dessert. Choose from a selection of mouth-watering pies.
All from just $94.99. Order online at fosters.ky or in store.
This Thanksgiving, savor the season with Foster's.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm April Cummings. A Jamaican woman accused of harassment is sentenced to 30 days in custody. As Radio Cayman's Jevy Ebanks reports, Tavia Leonie Wilson's early guilty plea and status as a single mother of 3 children were considered in the sentencing.
Wilson was involved in an incident back on the 4th of February where she repeatedly rang the doorbell and banged on the door of her child's father's home, demanding money. CCTV footage captured her actions, including returning with a hammer. Wilson claimed she brought the hammer for self-defense. The Crown categorized the offense as Category 2 harm with higher culpability, suggesting a starting point of 9 months in custody. They noted aggravating factors such as the presence of a child in the home. Wilson's defense attorney explained that she carried the hammer as a part of her construction work and lacked the capacity to handle stress. Chief Magistrate Angeline Hernandez highlighted Wilson's lack of remorse and acknowledged the impact on the victim's family. The court agreed on higher culpability due to the prolonged and repeated nature of the incident. Wilson's early guilty plea and status as a single mother of 3 children were considered when sentencing. Chief Magistrate Hernandez sentenced Wilson to 30 days behind bars and recommended Wilson's deportation after serving her sentence. Jevy Ebanks, Radio Cayman News.
Sustainable Cayman is expressing deep concern over a proposed dredging project in East End. The plan involves removing 12,000 square feet of seagrass to recreate a swim hole. The group notes the area is a protected marine park and a crucial habitat for marine life. Environmental experts warn that dredging could lead to severe consequences, including beach erosion, harm to coral reefs, and disruption to local ecosystems. The group urges the government to reconsider the project and prioritize the long-term health of the environment. It is certainly a wet Friday morning, and last night the Ministry of Education and Department of Education Services sent out a reminder to parents and guardians to make sure their children are prepared with rain gear for the weather conditions, which include a flood warning. Education officials say school buses will make every effort to navigate side roads where physically possible, allowing for pickup and drop-off points closer to homes and to minimize the distance children have to walk in rain. Where possible, they're also asking parents and guardians to arrange for children to be safely picked up from the bus. That is your local news at this hour. I'm April Cummings. Now to the BBC for stories making headlines around the world.
BBC News, I'm John Shea. Sri Lanka's new president, Anura Kumara Dissanayaka, has thanked voters for delivering his leftist coalition a landslide victory in snap parliamentary elections. The National People's Power Alliance received nearly 62% of the vote. A health emergency has been declared in parts of Pakistan's Punjab province because of toxic smog. The provincial government has banned construction, shut schools for another week, and moved university classes online. South Africa's police minister has visited the mine where it's thought up to 4,000 illegal miners are refusing to return to the surface for fear of being arrested. The authorities have described them as criminals and cut off food and water supplies to try to force them out. At least 12 rescue workers have been killed in an Israeli attack in northeast Lebanon overnight, according to local officials. A government organisation building was struck in the city of Baalbek. Protesters in Georgia's separatist region of Abkhazia have tried to break into the parliament building in Sukhumi after rushing through barriers surrounding the square outside. The protest was triggered by the imminent ratification of a controversial deal on Russian investments in Abkhazia. The head of government of the Spanish region of Valencia has apologized for the response to devastating flash floods last month. Carlos Mazon told the local parliament the emergency procedures in place were inadequate, but that the authorities had been trying to deal with an unprecedented weather situation. Police in Romania and Hungary say they've broken up a human trafficking ring which took vulnerable people to work in slave-like conditions in a waste processing plant in Budapest. Prosecutors say many of the victims were recruited from orphanages and foster homes. And Xi Jinping has said China needs more policies to maintain fertility levels and stabilise the population. He links the issue to the country's future security and prosperity. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Beach and Reggae Sundays on Breeze 105.3 FM from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health. 2 locations, Governor Square and Grand Harbor. Governor Square open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Grand Harbor open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and open on Sundays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 947-8900 or visit healthcarepharmacy.ky.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Briquet, where people come first. Taking a look at your weather this morning time. Present temperature at 82 degrees Fahrenheit, but it feels like about 88. Very much overcast conditions with scattered rain showers. Winds out of the east at 9 miles per hour. Relative humidity 92%. The barometric pressure is at 29.77 inches and falling. Synopsis for today: cloudiness and showers associated with a stationary front over the northern Caribbean and Tropical Storm Sarah southwest of the Cayman area will continue to spread across the Cayman Islands today and gradually decrease over the next few days. Tropical Storm Sarah is expected to continue moving westward along the coast of Honduras through the weekend. Moderate to fresh northeasterly winds with moderate to rough seas are expected across the Cayman area for the next few days as the pressure gradient tightens over the northwest Caribbean. And the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida is issuing advisories on Tropical Storm Sarah, which at 4 a.m. was located about 65 miles east-southeast of Isla Guanaja, Honduras with maximum sustained winds of 45 miles an hour and is moving towards the west at 9 miles per hour. The storm Sarah poses no immediate threat to the Cayman Islands. The Cayman Islands National Weather Service will continue to monitor the system for further development. Our forecast for today calls for cloudy to overcast skies with scattered showers and thunder showers. Showers may become locally heavy at times with possible flooding in low-lying areas. Temperatures will rise to the low 80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts. Seas will be moderate to rough with wave heights of 5 to 7 feet. Small craft advisory remains in effect. Later tonight, cloudy to overcast skies with scattered showers and thunder showers. Showers may become locally heavy at times with possible flooding in low-lying areas. Temperatures will fall to the mid-70s. Winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts. Seas will be moderate to rough with wave heights of 5 to 7 feet. Small craft advisory remains in effect. High tide is coming up in the next hour at 9:21. It's going to be low at 3:25 this afternoon and high at 8:33 tonight. The outlook is for a continued decrease in cloudy, rainy conditions, along with moderate to fresh easterly winds and moderate to rough seas through Monday morning as Tropical Storm Sarah moves towards the Yucatan Peninsula. Now, my friends, it's the latest weather brought to you by our friends at CG Britcay.
We were set to battle, and your Aunt Angie was leading the pack when...
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with car damage?
Oh, right. Well, long story long. I took down the assassins and wound up inventing a new form of mixed martial arts. I became an international champion until one sore loser karate kicked my car. But I was covered with CG.
Covered for malicious damage and more. CG Britcay. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Life's best moments are precious. Taking the time to cherish them with those we love is the most important thing in the world. At Cynical, we've got you covered for all these moments, helping you take care of your health, supporting your family's next move, and making sure those you care about are protected on the road. Visit Cynico.ky today. Cynico, keeping Cayman covered.
The Rotary Central Music Extravaganza tickets are moving. Get your tickets now and win $40,000 grand prize, $4,000 second prize, and 6 $1,000 prizes. Tickets are $25 each. Get your tickets now from any Rotary Central member. Rotary Central ticket seller. Eventpro.ky. Funky Tangs on Shedden Road. Rotarian Annie Rose Scott in Cayman Brack. A.L. Thompson Home Depot, Georgetown. You may be that lucky winner. Rotary Central, supporting more than 28 projects important to our community. The 29th Annual Rotary Central Music Extravaganza, Saturday, November 30th, Salty's Harbor Grill. Red Bay, the magic of Rotary, through Rotary Central.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Let's take a look at the traffic this morning. East-West arterial traffic seems to have cleared up. Yesterday was really bad for some reason at this time of the day, but traffic seems to be easing up much better, but still some traffic as you get into the Linford Pearson and Crew Road. Slow-moving traffic as you make your way into the Georgetown area. Those trying to continue on Roberts Drive, onto Shedden Road, onto Dorsey Drive as you feed into the eastern areas of that Georgetown. And of course, looking into Georgetown itself, got some traffic on School Road, moving quite steadily, of course, and similar on Shedden Road, westward bound traffic. Edward Street seeing some slow-moving traffic with the ongoing construction. West Bay Road looking out for the Ritz-Carlton, traffic flowing smoothly in both directions. And of course, focusing at the Butterfield roundabout. Once again, the camera to swing in that area. Of course, expect the usual traffic, especially northward bound traffic heading towards the Butterfield roundabout. And of course, heading east towards Dorsey Drive, seeing some traffic there as well. Some traffic coming off the SLE Tibbets as well. So traffic has built up in that area. Cayman Brack, Little Cayman, looking at light traffic this morning time. South Church Street, seeing some traffic as well. Walkers Road, also seeing some traffic as you drop your kids off to school. It all dissipates as the morning progresses. Buckle up, stay safe. Got a wet weekend as we especially today. Lots of rain expected today and some tomorrow. So be safe out there. That's the latest traffic report.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
If you or your loved one is facing cancer, only Sylvester will stand firmly by your side at every step, from diagnosis through survivorship, providing you and your family peace of mind and assisting with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center is South Florida's only NCI-designated cancer center and specializes in treating the most complex cancer cases. Your first-class cancer care is just a flight away. Learn more at sylvester.org.
Hey, did you register to vote yet? The final registration deadline to vote in the 2025 general elections will be the 1st of January, 2025. Go to elections.ky to download your registration form. Once you've filled it out, take the form and the originals of all your required documents to the elections office. They're located on West Bay Road in Baytown Office Suites. Or you can even email it to them. Register to vote by January 1st, 2025. For more information, visit elections.ky, call 949-8047, or email office@elections.ky. Your vote is your voice. Make it count.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Our phone lines are open. Those functioning numbers are 949-6990 and our WhatsApp number 925-3261. We do have a caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning, good morning. How art thou?
I'm good. I'm just waiting for that ridiculous traffic to move before I can move.
Yes, I understand that it is terrible out there again.
Yesterday it was real terrible. Wednesday gone, you were talking about the merchants, and I called in and I mentioned that Sir Alden's uncle had a gas station in East End, but I need to correct that. That was actually his father's gas station.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Alden's father gas station, and Aunt Rona, who was next door, was the operator of the gas station. And Alden's grandfather, Alden McLaughlin, also had a store. And then we had Dalton Connolly up in Gun Bay, who also had a store. And that would be Dalton Watler's uncle. His name after him, actually. And then I mentioned that Mr. Austin, which would be Mr. Warren Hero, a national hero, Warren Connolly's father, but that went as far back as the 1800s. His Mr. Warren's great-grandfather started the store in the 1800s, which was Thomas Dighton Connolly, who passed it on to Erskine Connolly, who then passed it on to Austin Connolly, who then passed it on to his son Warren Connolly, and that's where we got the name of Warren Stage. That might ring a bell. You know, Warren Stage. Dr. Mike Field would know a lot about that. He frequented that place many times trying to dance with those gentlemen. Never worked out too good for him, but
no, the Borden Town one didn't work out too well.
No, that didn't work out either. We know the consequences of that one. Yeah. And then, I heard on the news where the environmental body is objecting to a proposal of digging out a swimming hole in East End. Well, see, we all grew up in an area where that whole entire thing was white water, and it was all dig out by our 6'11" men in East End, big, full of muscles. They all had that, and everybody had a major swimming hole.
What part of East End is this proposal?
I think this one is now in Colliers, up at the beach.
Oh, the public beach?
Right, we have require quite a bit of beach, pay money to buy beach, but we have the beach, but if you can't swim. And we all complain about the kids not going out of the house there. But if we have these beaches and the kids can't swim, if we had nice swimming areas, that would be an opportunity to have some sort of events like how Oswald Rankin used to have with us as scouts, where we had to be in the water all the time. We had to learn to swim. We had to swim a little distance, and it would be like competitive, those kind of things. So I don't see why we should have these purchase the spend money, the people's money to buy all this beach property when you can't swim because of all the we call it seagrass and the lakes. Because I grew up walking and we feared stepping on what you call numb fish. That they always was hiding there in the grass, or the sea egg was always too in the grass and you couldn't see it.
Right.
So I don't know how, whenever there's a proposal to do anything for the local people, we got these departments quickly step in and stop it. But when there's anything that they came and people ask for, it's reluctant.
Have they offered any? Have they offered any alternative to digging, removing the grass? There are some areas, for instance, where you have the grass, you have a little sandy beach area, not a whole lot. Then you have the grass, and after you pass the grass, then you have the clear, what we call the white water again, and it may be shallow or it may be deep. Could some consideration be given to building some sort of a walking ramp that you could get out to the white water, the clear area, and swim there, and this way you end up preserving the grass, but at the same time making provisions for persons to swim in clear water. Is that possible?
Yeah, but that's quite a little distance in that area, also, and that would interrupt the passing of boats, in the sound. But see, there's not. You don't have to be dredging, because if you throw that word in, dredging, like dredging is a bad thing, and I can touch on that in a minute. But there's a system that my good cousin Samuel Rankin in East End developed, where you have a water pump, and then the hose, and at the end of that hose you have a metal, a galvanized pipe that goes down, say like a half an inch, where you get more pressure, and you take that and you just put underneath the grass, and it takes the grass right out. You don't have to do no major dredging or anything.
Okay.
So that is one way you can do it. I don't think they're asking for an excavator to be out there and dredging, which we know certain people done it, and it doesn't look like it could have stopped them. But this thing about dredging, look at the Rum Point. Rum Point, they're claiming it to be one of the most beautiful places on the island. That was all dredged by Mr. Dice. Starfish Point, the water there is deep because that was dredged out, and the sand was piled up to make this beautiful Finger Key and every other key that in that area that makes it such a lovely place that we can't. Every Sunday it's packed with people, and that was all man-made. Look at all the canals that a lot of people live on. That was all dredge. That was all man-made. Every canal in Cayman was man-made. But and then a lot of the people that are opposing also live on the canals. They didn't know that was all man-made too. That was all dredged out. So it's always, whenever there's anything that the locals wants to do, they're quick to oppose of it. But things like immigration reform that all Caymanians are waiting for, nothing are being implemented. And I want to say, now that I'm talking about that, I'll say, I don't know how true this is, but I understand that the governor might have made a statement concerning the granting of Cayman status by the board. She thinks that they should speed up the process because there's people here that would like to vote. So we should just give Cayman status so people just got
to vote.
I don't know how true that statement, but that's what I heard. Then did she say that publicly?
I mean, if there are persons who are applying for Caymanian status on grounds other than, say, residents, that they have some Caymanian connection, where it is 99% certain that application is likely to succeed, I can see those applications being processed and being expedited because they do have Caymanian connections. But if it is just to boost the electoral rolls and to get everyone who wants to be eligible to vote on there, there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference.
As far as I can understand, OCM, I think at almost every meeting, and they're meeting twice a week, I believe, they're doing something like 80 applications, approving 80 applications. I don't know if we are really what they say we are, a melting pot. I don't think we're too much a melting pot in OC, because you do have people here from countries where they don't even associate with their own people. So just not going to turn out too well, OC. We need to curb this thing now.
Yep.
I'm not sure why the government do not or would not bring the immigration reform when they had the opportunity to bring it. And it's not too much time left now for them to bring it.
Well, I don't think that it can be, that it will be brought now, because bear in mind what the agreement with in terms of the minority government. I call it, supply and support. But the agreement is that no controversial legislation will be brought to Parliament. And there's no question that it's going to be controversial. And when I say that, because there are people who are going to object to what the government is, would be trying to do. Even just restricted categories of work permits to ensure that Caymanians are not left out of those areas. For example, real estate, being a real estate agent, or front desk clerks or concierges in hotels and things of that nature. Even those amendments, I believe, people would consider to be controversial, even though we as Caymanians see it as something routine, because it is something for us, and it should be. We should be considering Caymanians first. But let's go back to something else that we were talking about earlier, Lord Graham. And it has to do with, why does everything have to be so contentious?
Why?
For example, the swimming area for the public beach. I see an article here in Cayman News Services website. CEC aims to shut down objectors to transform PAD, whatever, some development that they were having, and they've extended the scope of that development. And they're saying that certain persons, because of the legal definition of who may object, and you have to be living within a certain perimeter of the development, a certain distance of the development. But even if I don't fall within that legal category, why can't people sit down and say, let's sit down and see what we can work out that can be to the benefit of both sides. That it can't be a win. It can be a win-win situation where both sides win, and you come to some compromise. Why isn't that happening? Why does everything have to be contentious? We see in this article, for instance, where some of the residents have asked the developer to have a meeting with them, and that meeting, has not taken place as well. When you try to go head to head, with someone, you're likely to be less successful than if you try the art of compromise, if you try to compromise as well. And we need to be able to find more and more compromises or ways of compromising. That needs to happen.
Yeah, and still on the moving of the grass, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were very, very, very quick. It never took them long to remove where our elders deemed the high water mark to be. That was up where the cocoa plum tree and the grape tree and the lavender tree finished.
Mm-hmm.
But they were real quick to move that way down so developers could have their way. But now we can move a little bit of grass, turtle grass. There's no turtle eating no grass there, OC, and all the white water, all the grass that was digging out for years and years, it never caused no erosion of no beach. What caused erosion of the beach is now in Cayman is because the high water mark was moved. It was moved and allowed people to build closer to the wave action.
Mm-hmm.
It's no global warming or see, because where there's no structures close to the water edge, we got hundreds of feet of beach. Or see, it's structures and walls that have this not erode, destroy.
Man-made structures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But people have to be able to do more in terms of compromising rather than always wanting to litigate. And yes, I do understand that lawyers have to make a living also. They have to, earn their salaries and stuff like that. But there needs to be, more compromise. We should negotiate more. We should, go to arbitration more rather than these contentious legal issues. Lord Graham, I'll ask you to leave us there so that we can take a commercial break. We do have another caller on hold. We will take that caller as soon as possible. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
36 world finalists from 12 countries, 3 winning teams, and 1 global competition. It's the 2024 Young Chef, Young Waiter, Young Mixologist World Finals. This November 22nd to 24th in Singapore, and the Cayman Islands is in the finals. Cayman's Young Chef Champion, Brittany Bodden, Young Waiter Champion, Steph McDermott, and Young Mixologist Champion, Cody Wright, will be competing for the ultimate prize of $15,000. Join us in cheering on our young professionals, tomorrow's leaders in hospitality and service, as they represent the Cayman Islands on the world stage. Supported by the Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, Infrastructure, Transport, and Development.
Fall into savings at Brand Source Home Gallery with their 54th anniversary sale. Enjoy store-wide savings on brands like Monogram, Cafe, Fisher & Paykel, Samsung, LG, GE, Beko, Uline, Foster, Thor, Elica, and more. Get from 15% up to 40% off on premium appliances. Transform your bathroom with savings on Duravit, Toto, Moen, Palazzani, Badenhaus, and more. And don't miss out on 20% off cabinets and custom closets just in time for the holidays. Come celebrate the 54th anniversary with a store-wide sale at Brand Source Home Gallery. Now through November 16th. Located on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Or call 623-5000 for details.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
Diabetes mellitus was the fourth cause of death of Cayman residents in 2022. Yet the STEPS 2023 National Health Survey results tell us that 50% of Cayman residents who've been diagnosed with diabetes have never had a foot examination, an important preventative measure against serious infection and amputation. The Ministry of Health and Wellness wants to empower you with information that can change your life. Log on to www.gov.ky/steps to learn more. Let's step into wellness together, Cayman.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have two callers on hold. We're going to grab the WhatsApp caller first. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. This is Carrie from the BRAC.
Yes.
I was listening to what Lord Graham was saying about it's a rumor circulating about getting statuses approved quickly for persons whose applications are in. So I guess the idea is to have them vote. But Lord Graham forgot that that was the whole purpose of the mass status grants when McKeeva was in charge, because they were losing the support of the local people. The native Caymanians were not bothering to vote for them any longer, and they saw their numbers dwindling, so they had to come out with the mass grants, the cabinet mass grants to accommodate that and give those individuals status and give them the right to vote.
Okay.
He forgot. You know what? Anyway, I want to also say one more thing before I leave.
Sure.
I was very, very saddened this morning to see a mom living out of her car up here in the BRAC with her young child, and at the public restroom up here in the BRAC, taking a bath this morning for her and her child. Now, what is our country coming to, Mr. Connor? What is our country coming? We see it's happening in Grand now. It's filtering over in the BRAC. This is not good for us. We are falling apart. All of our seams are falling apart, coming undone. The whole infrastructure of our country is falling apart. And it's as if people are just sitting in their chairs, collecting wages and not bothering to exercise their right to deal with these situations, or afraid to go and venture out and do it. Everybody who is in the government, I know they have their job description, but I'm hearing not all of them are doing their jobs anyway. So what's the point of having a job description? And the low-hanging fruit are the ones that are being the most challenged in the government. And that's the saddest part about all of it. And for me to witness a mom up here in one of the public restrooms this morning for the first time since I've been here, taking a bath with her child, bathing her child and herself, and she's living out of her vehicle. I'm sad today. We're not the country we were supposed to be.
Caller, we know that the BRAC is not a huge place, and without wanting to identify who the individual is or anything else, but the powers that be in the BRAC, as well as the local community, must be aware that this is happening. And do we know why, and why it hasn't been, if it hasn't been addressed, why it hasn't been addressed, her situation?
Mr. Connor, it's the same reason it hasn't been addressed in Grand. Look at how many people are living out of their vehicles in Grand. A lot of our people are living out of their vehicles because we have failed to fix the system that is broken. Our country has so many laws that are against us, and then you top it with regulation and policy that is above the law that makes our lives even more of a hell to live here.
But how many people has anyone other than the powers that be reached out to this lady to say to determine exactly what her problems may be? I mean, yes, I understand, you know, the government has a responsibility. We elect people, you know, to take care of us and everything else. But there are social out there also.
I understand that, Mr. Connor, but people are being put into these and these precarious positions because of the government. It's them. They're the reason people have fallen into these cracks and fallen off of being in a pretty decent life, thriving and surviving. It's because of our government. It hates us. It hates every native Caymanian. It has a few select ones that they look after, but majority of our natives are being oppressed, distressed, regressed, and abused and disrespected in this country, and our government don't care about them. They do not. And that's the saddest part about it. And I'm sorry that I had to see that today. And, you know, in the Brack being a small community, like you said, I'm not going to identify this family. No, I'm not. That's embarrassing for them. But they're impoverished. And what do we do for people that are impoverished in our country? We impoverish them more. Right now, you know what your government has done to me, our government? Well, I don't call them my government because I hate them too. They've taken away in excess of $9,000 a month of my income through an investigation on an anonymous complaint. And when I made complaints to them that were legitimate, they did nothing about it. Now, I do a cat sanctuary in my home. I have a lot of cats. I go feed ferals every day. Every day, I ship stuff up from Grand food and everything. You know how much of an impact that has made on my income to take care of those animals? I can't have human children. Was never blessed with a healthy womb, but I take care of God's creations, and now my government is oppressing me to the state where I am now. They're even talking about assassinating me, Mr. Connor. Mm-hmm. There's discussions about assassinating me, and I've put it out. Mm-hmm. It's all over. I've put it on all of my social media because that is the hatefulness that's going on in our country. Our government hates us.
Mm-hmm. Caller, you know what I would have loved to have heard from you this morning when you called in about that person, for you to say, I saw it, I approached that person, and maybe you have done that, but I haven't heard it from you. I approached that person. I tried to find out exactly what her situation was and tried to give her the best advice that I could give her in terms of who she should reach out to, where she should seek assistance so that she doesn't have to take a bath in a public restroom along with her children. That's what I would have loved to have heard from you this morning.
As you said, you don't know what I did.
Right, but you did, and you didn't tell me that that's what you did.
What took place, and I gave her money as well. Uh-huh. The last $25 I had to my name, I gave to her.
Good to know. Good to know. Kudos.
Thank you.
Okay, we have another caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Trying to be good. So I went to the meeting that the 4 members of parliament that resigned on Wednesday at the Superior's Hall. Mm-hmm. And the question was asked of the 4 resigning members if any of them had written to the governor of their concern prior to resigning, individually or collectively, and it was a no. Mm. I find it as such a elevated position that members of parliament would resign from the government without expressing their concern to the governor when the governor has responsibility for good governance. Mm-hmm. And then they expressed a number of concerns. As a matter of fact, there was 8 bullet points that they highlighted that were the basis of their resignation. And to be honest with you, if what they're saying is true, our government is chaotic. That is if what they're saying is true.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they and within the four, there are two lawyers, and the fact that they can resign from the government without expressing their concerns to, and I didn't ask, the question wasn't asked whether they express in writing their concern to the premier, so that probably still needs to be clarified. But the fact that they could resign from government without expressing their concerns to the governor, who has ultimate responsibility for good governance, indicates to me that something is afoot, and I don't believe what they're expressing is 100%. I'm not saying they didn't have legitimate reasons for resigning.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying the process to me dictates that if there were legitimate reasons, and from all indication, what they indicated for and those 8 bullet points, there were legitimate reasons. Why couldn't they express those concerns to the governor before resigning? So at least they can express to the public that they tried to resolve the matter, one with the premier, and let's say they didn't find any solution there, and they move on to the next person who to my mind would be the governor, and haven't find nothing there, then resign. But I mean, I think they and this is just my opinion, they would have let down their constituents by just resigning without trying to find and explore path of making it work. And not only that, but this close to an election.
Yeah. And caller, if I may, we did hear the premier on our show here speak to the fact that during the caucus meeting, or at the end of the caucus meeting, that one of the ministers requested an audience with her, wanted to meet with her, and she agreed to that meeting, but the next morning she was made then aware, she was summoned to the governor's office and made aware of their resignation. So it appears as if that requested meeting didn't have an opportunity to take place. I didn't get a chance yet to watch the meeting and to digest the contents of it. But was the issue of when the premier requested from them a request in writing asking to be relieved of the from the requirement of collective responsibility, did they address that as to whether or not they provided that letter?
Well, I don't recall. I know it was mentioned. Collective responsibility was mentioned. I can't recall offhand the depth of and to what extent it was mentioned, but I know it was. But you're making my initial point even more mind-boggling, because if it is that one of them requested an audience with the premier and then subsequently resigned before that audience, tells me that something else was taking place, and that something else, to my mind, it needs to be told to the public, because within that something else is what clarifies everything that happened.
Yep, and I think the mere fact that not only did they indicate submit their resignation, but there's one part that we should not ignore, and that may provide an answer to your question when they called for elections to be held as early as possible.
And I don't know if they was under the illusion, and obviously if they're lawyers, they should have known that a minority government can exist. And their calculation seemingly, based on what you just suggested, was very off. I don't know if they banked on and going to Parliament and having a vote of no confidence with support from the opposition or what have you, because there are processes in which to bring down a government. And a minority government, and a lot of people didn't seem to understand that a minority government can exist under conditions.
Yep.
And seemingly those conditions, well, from all indication from the governor, were met. and hence there was no all election like the famous four had anticipated. But I still think that the intelligence of this elite public is being trampled on.
Yeah. Caller, I want to thank you very much for that. Gone way beyond our commercial break, but I wanted you to get, all of your thoughts in there. We still have another caller on hold. We're going to grab that caller as soon as we return from our commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
36 world finalists from 12 countries, 3 winning teams, and 1 global competition. It's the 2024 Young Chef, Young Waiter, Young Mixologist World Finals. This November 22nd to 24th in Singapore, and the Cayman Islands is in the finals. Cayman's Young Chef Champion, Brittany Bodden, Young Waiter Champion, Steph McDermott, and Young Mixologist Champion, Cody Wright, will be competing for the ultimate prize of $15,000. Join us in cheering on our young professionals, tomorrow's leaders in hospitality and service, as they represent the Cayman Islands on the world stage. Supported by the Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, Infrastructure, Transport, and Development.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Attention students and parents, are you ready to explore incredible opportunities for your education? Visit the 2024 North American Boarding School Fair, Tuesday, November 19th at the Grand Cayman Marriott Beach Resort from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. This is your chance to meet with the representatives from the top boarding schools across the U.S. and Canada, all in one place. Discover the right school for your future. Sign up today at BettyWalker.com. That's www.BettyWalker.com. Contact Neil Murray at 925-8793 or email l-murray@candw.ky.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're going to grab the caller who has been holding. And caller, I want to thank you for your patience. Good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning again.
Morning again.
Yes, that gentleman just now, I like his conversation. And it is something more than what meets the eye. And this situation is happening right now on our island. His conversation was very, very, very taken.
Mm-hmm.
And also going back to Cayman Brac, it's someone up there, what they say is homeless. You know, Cayman Brac is a small island, and it is sad to know that that is happening in Cayman Brac, and I'm wondering where the child protection services of the children and family is involved in this situation. And if this individual has a car, why is she out there sleeping in her car, and why she not going to get help, or why they're not notifying the Cayman Islands children child protection down here to see what they can do to get these people into shelter, especially a child, you know?
Yep.
And about that happening in Cayman Brac, see, we got that going on right here in Cayman from East End to West Bay. Every place that has a public restroom, people are going there taking showers and dressing and coming out from East End. The public beach, it is big time down there. I'm telling you what I know.
Mm-hmm.
People are in these apartments. The places are overcrowded. They can't get to use the bathrooms. They can't get to take a shower. And that one right there in East End on Gun Bay Road there going up to Vivian's Kitchen and so forth, that is constantly busy with the people coming from across the street using bathrooms and showering, all that kind of stuff. In 7 Mile Public Beach is the same thing. Smith Cove has the same problem. So we need to look into all of this and see why these people is doing this. Or see, there's too many people here unemployed that we can get people to go out there and see what is happening in our little island. It is too many things out of control, and all you can hear, we don't have the body, we don't have the money, and we don't have this, and we don't have that, and things are happening. We're going to become a third world country that we're going to be ashamed of in time to come. And all these investors that come in here building, they're going to run and leave all these big buildings one of these fine days. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. We have another caller. We can grab that caller. We have 5 minutes before we go to our headline news. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. Peter Schmidt here.
Good morning, Mr. Schmidt. How are you doing, sir?
Not bad, thank you. I trust you are well as also.
Thank you very much. I am.
Good. Okay. I do have to voice an aggravation this morning. I've been a customer with one particular bank from the time they opened the doors here in Cayman, and I won't mention a name, but it has something to do with something you spread on your toast. And so now, like I said, that's my the main bank I deal with, and every transaction that I have coming in, going out, goes through that bank, and most of them have. As a matter of fact, all of them that I have seen say where they come from and why and etc. Now I receive emails reviewing my accounts, and not just me, others apparently as well. And they want to have detailed explanation why I received certain funds and what they were for when in the case in the sale of a piece of land. Right, the transaction to purchase it many years ago went through that bank. The transaction to sell it went through that bank, and it's explained why that the funds were transferred into the account. And I just, what aggravates me further is why should I have to explain only that they only ask about things coming in, not asking about anything going out. Why are you spending so much money at the supermarkets and things like that? But and what happens with that data, we don't know. You have a person asking you that you do not know from Adam. That person may be sitting in somewhere up in Canada, and the data goes international, and that is what scammers and hackers are feeding on. They want you to declare your net worth on a separate document. And I've never been asked that in Cayman for as long as I've been here. I think they're really going too far, and it grieves me. It grieves me so much so that I had to call the show this morning and express my dismay about it.
And I believe that there are many who share your frustration, as well. I have a similar situation with a particular financial institution, in terms of being added on to an account. And it's been over 2 months for that to take place, and being advised that I'm a politically exposed person because I was a former cabinet secretary. Yeah. And that is why it's taken so long. I believe that and this is only my belief, that there are financial institutions out there that are going beyond the scope of what is required of them because they're being, overly cautious. And what we have not had is have not had the regulator publicly explain to people why certain things are required, what is taking place, and neither do the financial institutions properly explain those to their clients, as well.
And I believe that to be the case, and I think what happens with the regulator, they are trying to bend over so far to accommodate international pressure, and I understand that. They're trying to protect the financial industry, but you can go too far too, and maybe it's time you need to start differentiating between the customers that the international finance regulators are after to check on, and the little local one who has $5 left in a bank account to do him for the rest of his life. You know, it really grieves me, and in particular that now that we are receiving so many scam emails. Yesterday I got two where they thanked me for paying for my invoice with a Visa card ending in these 4 numbers, and none of those numbers, of course, match my Visa card. And not much later, maybe 2 hours later, I got another one, same email, word for word, except this time I paid with another Visa credit card with four other numbers. So you know they're scams.
Yep, and they're targeting you. You know, if they're coming back, you know, more than one time, they have information on you that they're trying to get.
Yes, and so it just they're going to have to come and meet us halfway here. I have no secrets that I want to keep from a bank. I have had to discuss my financial intentions and things with them all the time on a local level. And if their back office up in Canada cannot comprehend that, then it's time for the leadership of the financial institution to step in and say, well, what has to be what. And as far as asking me for my net worth and stuff like that, that's only to tell somebody, look, you can go after this guy, he has $2 left.
Yeah, and some of those countries that, you know, we know that the Spain and France, when it comes to these, you know, financial regulations and everything else, that they're the ones that are putting the pressure. I don't know if anyone saw a story recently of where, just this week, 20 million euros were found in the walls of a Spanish authority who was in charge of anti-corruption and money laundering stuff. 20 million euros found in the walls, and he had copied what Pablo Escobar had done, you know, in where he used to keep money as well. And those are the people who are allowing our financial institutions here to squeeze the small man, the small person, you know, about information and about verification. And they're only doing that because they don't want to run the risk of jeopardizing their correspondence bankers' privileges for their larger customers, their corporate customers, and they're squeezing the small man as a result of that. Caller, gone 2 minutes over our headline news, but thank you very much. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Radio station. Radio Cayman is the voice of the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
In your headlines, the top 3 countries for stay-over visitation to the Cayman Islands between January and September this year were the U.S., Canada, and the U.K. Visitation from the U.S. and Canada grew by 2% and 2.6% respectively year over year. The data is provided by the Cayman Islands Department of Tourism. In international headlines, a top Iranian official pledged his country's unwavering support for Lebanon after talks today with Lebanese leaders on the ongoing war between Israel and Hezbollah, which came as the U.S. continued actively pushing both sides to agree to a new ceasefire deal. The advisor to Iran's supreme leader said he hoped circumstances would improve soon in Lebanon so displaced people could return home. Cities in Asia and the U.S. emit the most heat-trapping gas that feeds climate change, with Shanghai the most polluting. This is according to new data that combines observations and artificial intelligence. Nations at UN climate talks in Azerbaijan are trying to set new targets to cut these emissions and figure out how much rich nations would pay to help the world with that task. 7 states or provinces spew more than 1 billion metric tons of greenhouse gases, all of them in China except Texas, which ranks 6th. The data is from an organization co-founded by former U.S. President Al Gore and released today at COP29. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. Our phone lines are open. One of our listeners wrote and said, I agree with Graham. East End people deserve a good swimming spot where the elderly can be taken to do exercises in the water and kids can swim without fear of going in that black grass. If the black grass / turtle grass, as we all so call it, if it's so good, why is the turtle farm not feeding it to the turtles? Well, I guess there may be issues in terms of harvesting it as well as removing it, as well. But it is not just turtles that rely on that grass, as well. There are other marine life that relies on it also. Any callers on hold, Paul? Okay, I promised our listeners that we would talk about the press release, and this will lead us into some of the elections legislation. So, voter registration deadline extended to the 15th of January 2025. Says that the elections office is pleased to announce an extension of the voter registration deadline for the 2025 general election to 15th of January 2025. This extension aims to provide eligible but unregistered Caymanians with ample opportunity to exercise their democratic right and participate in shaping the future of the Cayman Islands. I'm going to read that again because I know that we will get some people out there who will interpret this as meaning that extension has been allowed to give more people an opportunity to qualify. So it says that this extension aims to provide eligible but unregistered Caymanians with ample opportunity to exercise their democratic right and participate in shaping the future of the Cayman Islands. And there's a quote from the Supervisor of Elections, Mr. Wesley Howell. He says, "We believe in the importance of every eligible citizen having the opportunity to vote and make their voices heard in this critical democratic process." The elections office, this is part of the release now, not a quote from Mr. Howell. The elections office encourages all unregistered Caymanians to take advantage of this additional time to ensure they can vote in the upcoming elections. And if you are unsure of the current registration status, or if you need to update your personal information, you can visit the elections office website at www.elections.ky, or you can email office@elections.ky or call 949-8047. So I'm happy to share that information with you. Let's look at the WhatsApp messages that we would have received since. This person wrote and said, good morning, OC. Sadly, it was our government back in the 70s that changed the vegetation line to the high water line. We can't keep blaming foreigners for everything. I wish that I could remember the government of the day back then that passed it. Do you remember? Yes, I know the name of the individual who was involved in it, I should say. Also, just because something was done before doesn't mean that we should continue to do it, especially if we have learned or now know the consequences of such actions regarding the removal of the seagrass. Yes, what I have been trying to find is the from the archives, Parliament's archives, the Hansard, that's the parliamentary Hansard, in relation to the debate that took place in the 70s when this was done. And at this point in time, naming and shaming isn't important, especially if that individual is no longer alive, because we have to bear in mind that persons have, have families who, surviving families, and we have to give consideration of that as well. So naming and shaming is not important, but knowing the history of it is important as well. So, but I'm trying to find more information, about that, from the Hansards, in Parliament. And this person is asking us to send out birthday greetings to Renton Scott who will be celebrating a birthday on the 18th of this month. Greetings coming from his loving sister Venice, and niece Sasha, and nephew Hubert. So happy birthday greetings when your birthday arrives on the 18th of November, Mr. Renton Scott as well. Okay, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. I have several of these attachments opened up on the computer here, so I have to find them so that we can talk about them. So let's look at nominations. And we know now that I think nomination day has also been announced, the date that nomination will take place, which means that those persons who wish to be candidates in the 2025 elections, we use plural because elections take place in 19 constituencies. Election take place in 19 constituencies. So it's not just an island election. So it's called elections rather than election. So it says, Section 29 of the Elections Act, 20-something revision. I think it's the 20. I'll tell you what it is later on, but it's the revised law. It says, on receipt of a writ under Section 28(1), a returning officer shall publish a notice in Form 17 specifying the day and place fixed for the receipt of nominations. Then it says, what happened there? Come on. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Then it goes on to say that the notice referred to shall be published at least 7 clear days before the day fixed for nomination. So, nomination papers shall be provided by the returning officer and shall be in Form 18. So, in a particular schedule of the elections law, all of the forms are there for various things. Says a person shall be entitled to be nominated as a candidate for election in one electoral district only. So you can't try to spread yourself around and say, but I'm going to try about 5 different constituencies. I'm going to be nominated in all of them. If I'm lucky, I may get elected to one. No, you can only be nominated in one electoral district only. And then, of course, in order for you to be nominated as a candidate, you must be nominated on a nomination paper. That nomination must be by at least 2 persons who, at the time of signing the nomination paper, are registered electors of the electoral district for which the candidate seeks election. So, if you're going to nominate a candidate, if you're asked to nominate someone, you have to be a registered elector in that constituency. So if a candidate is running in Georgetown West, for instance, and you live in Georgetown East, you can't nominate that person in who's running in Georgetown West. You can only nominate persons who are running in Georgetown East, in the constituency in which you are registered. I have to take a pause for a commercial break. When we return, we will talk more about this. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
Join Brandsour's Home Gallery as we celebrate our 54th anniversary with an incredible store-wide sale and the best deals ever. Now through November 16th, save up to 40% on premium appliances, 50% off on plumbing fixtures, and 20% off cabinets and custom closets. Enjoy store-wide savings on appliances, kitchen cabinets, custom closets, sinks, faucets, vanities, tubs, decorative lighting, barbecue grills, mattresses, and more. Get your home right for the holidays with Brandsource's 54th anniversary sale. Visit us and meet our knowledgeable sales team and designers on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Phone 623-5000.
Cayman, get ready for the reggae event of the year as the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society presents the return of the Roots Rock Reggae Concert on Saturday, March 1st, 2025 with the legendary Taurus Riley heading at the Agriculture Fairgrounds in Boddingtown. Sing along to your favorite hits and experience pure reggae magic under the stars. Early bird tickets are available now for just $35 for general admission and $55 for VIP. Don't miss out on this pricing. Supporting artists and DJ announcements coming soon. Purchase your tickets today at eventpro.ky and see you at Roots Rock Reggae.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
Diabetes mellitus was the fourth cause of death of Cayman residents in 2022. Yet the STEPS 2023 National Health Survey results tell us that 50% of Cayman residents who've been diagnosed with diabetes have never had a foot examination, an important preventative measure against serious infection and amputation. The Ministry of Health and Wellness wants to empower you with information that can change your life. Log on to www.gov.ky/steps to learn more. Let's step into wellness together, Cayman.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're talking about the nomination process for elections in the Cayman Islands, and we know that nomination day has been announced. So in order for you to nominate a person, you have to be a registered elector in that electoral district. Now, let's bear in mind about how the nomination process works. You can't, well, I guess theoretically you could go out there and say to someone, I think you should be a candidate for and run in the election. And if that person consents, then, and they say, yeah, and they say, well, we need you to fill out this nomination form, whatever. In most instances, the individual has decided themselves that they will be a candidate, and they will come to you to ask for your nomination, ask you to nominate them. And so when they do that, you must signify the person's consent must be obtained for the nomination. So the person who wants to be nominated has to sign the nomination paper. And that has to be done in the presence of a witness who must also sign the nomination paper as well, say. And it has to be, the nomination has to be by at least two persons. Now, I have, in serving as a returning officer in the past, I have seen nomination papers where they had to go on the reverse side of the nomination paper with the additional signatures because they wanted to have more than two. And it says at least two, so you can't have less than two, but you could have more than two. Normally the form doesn't make provisions for that many, but they find a way of adding the ones in there. And why do they do that? Many candidates do that because they feel that they are honoring you by asking you to nominate them. It's showing to a certain extent a sign, an indication of loyalty to that person, but at the same time the person who's being nominated is showing the respect that they have for that person by asking them to nominate them as well. So and like I said, in many instances it's more than two persons' signatures that are on there. So then on the day that is set for nominate, and the place that is fixed for nominations of candidate, the returning officer has to attend between the hours of 8 o'clock in the morning and 3 in the afternoon and receive the nomination of any duly qualified candidate. I want you to bear that phrase in mind because this is an argument and a contention that I have had all along, and we'll get to it. that the returning officer is to be at a place fixed between the hours of 8 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon, and receive the nomination of any duly qualified candidate. Duly qualified candidate. How is that candidate duly qualified? They have to fulfill all of the requirements of the particular section of our Constitution in relation to qualification of electors. Right? And we're going to come back to that. So on the day and the time fixed for nominations of candidates, a nomination paper may be delivered. Here's another part. A nomination paper may be delivered by the person nominated or by a person acting in that on that person's behalf. Why is that? We had that placed in there because there were situations where candidates who wanted to be nominated, potential candidates who wanted to be nominated, happened to be off island on the day of nomination. They either had to get back, return to the island and be here before 3 o'clock in the afternoon to be nominated, or otherwise they couldn't be nominated. Now, they may have been absent from the island for various reasons. So it was recommended by the elections office, supervisor of elections, that we allow nomination papers to be submitted not only by the candidate, but someone representing the candidate as well, doing it on their behalf. Again, what that does is doesn't disenfranchise, someone from being a candidate, if for reasons beyond their control, they're off the island. And of course, here are some scenarios. So in the various constituencies, of course, is one person who can be elected in each constituent. If you happen to have a constituent where only one person has been nominated, no one else has been nominated, then a declaration is made and there's no election to be held because there's no one for that person to run against. I don't think that that'll ever happen in the Cayman Islands. I believe it may have happened, one time before, and it was challenged, but it was unsuccessful because the law was clear that if only one person is nominated for that constituency, then there's no election to be held. What is he going to do, run against himself? So that is not possible. Now, we did hear, and I'm going to go to this particular section, section 29, we heard a caller on Wednesday call in about candidates' qualifications being contested. Okay? Bear in mind what I said earlier, in particular to the section when it comes to accepting the nominations, right? That the returning officer shall, on the day and the place so fixed for the nomination of candidates, the returning officer shall attend between 8 o'clock in the morning and 3. It actually says forenoon, but we're using some Old English terminology. But it does say the forenoon and 3 in the afternoon, and receive the nomination of any duly qualified candidate. That responsibility is placed on the returning officer. No one else but the returning officer. But we see now Section 29A1, which was an amendment to our election law, where the supervisor may, where that supervisor has sufficient evidence that a person who has been nominated as a candidate does not qualify pursuant to Section 61 of Schedule 2 of the Cayman Islands Constitution Order 2009, or is disqualified pursuant to Section 62 of Schedule 2 to the Cayman Islands Constitution Order, apply to the Grand Court for a declaration as to the qualification or disqualification of that candidate. Now, again, I'm no lawyer, but I can pretend to be a talk show host lawyer. We always hear about jailhouse lawyers, so I won't call myself a jailhouse lawyer. I haven't been in there yet, and hope not to enter there as well. But let's say a talk show lawyer. Whether or not this would be a valid argument, but my question would be, does the supervisor of election have standing, as far as challenging the qualifications of a candidate? When Section 29, subsection 6 speaks to the fact that it is the responsibility of the registering officer to receive the nominations of any duly qualified candidate. I'm going to pause there because we have to go to commercial break. But when I return, I'll talk about that, because to me, it is the responsibility of the returning officer, not the supervisor of elections. As a matter of fact, when it comes to the conduct of elections in any constituency, the head honcho there is the returning officer. They are in charge of the elections in that constituency. With that, we'll take a commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN money transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
36 world finalists from 12 countries, 3 winning teams, and 1 global competition. It's the 2024 Young Chef, Young Waiter, Young Mixologist World Finals. This November 22nd to 24th in Singapore, and the Cayman Islands is in the finals. Cayman's Young Chef Champion, Brittany Bodden, Young Waiter Champion, Steph McDermott, and Young Mixologist Champion, Cody Wright, will be competing for the ultimate prize of $15,000. Join us in cheering on our young professionals, tomorrow's leaders in hospitality and service, as they represent the Cayman Islands on the world stage. Supported by the Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, Infrastructure, Transport, and Development.
Step into Winner's Circle Sports to explore fresh arrivals. Choose from the newest lineup of Adidas, Nike, Vans, Converse, On Running, and Jordan. Whether you're gearing up for the weekend with friends in graphic tees, Nike shorts, Nike slippers, prepping for a marathon season with Garmin watch, Asics running shoes, and plush Balega socks, or maybe getting a head start on the holiday shopping with new Jordan retros, shorts, slides, and socks. Winner's Circle has you covered. Make Winner's Circles your go-to for the latest footwear, apparel, and accessories at unbeatable prices. Find us at 12 Walkers Road. Winner's Circle Sports, always a step ahead.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price, and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. 2 functioning phone lines. WhatsApp number 925-3261. We can accommodate only 1 caller at a time on that number, and also 949-6990 if you wish to call in, if you have any questions, comments, or observations. Meanwhile, back to the ability of the supervisor of elections. If the supervisor has sufficient evidence that a person who has been nominated as a candidate does not qualify pursuant to Section 61 of Schedule 2 of the Cayman Islands Constitution Order 2009, or is disqualified pursuant to Section 62 of Schedule 2 to the Cayman Islands Constitution Order 2009, apply to the Grand Court for a declaration as to the qualification or disqualification of that candidate. An application for a declaration under subsection 1 shall be determined by the Grand Court, whose decision shall be final and not subject to appeal. So it is final there, not subject to appeal. Maybe one of the reasons for that is that you can't have a drawn-out appeals process because the elections have to be held within a given period of time. And then it goes on to say that the Chief Justice shall make rules for the better carrying out of this section, for the procedure and forms to be used for the admission of evidence, and for fees to be paid, if any, on an application under this section. But folks, it is my argument that since it is the returning officer who has been charged with the responsibility for receiving the nomination of duly qualified candidates, I believe any challenge to that should come from the returning officer as opposed to the supervisor of elections. It has nothing to do with who holds that office. It has to be to do with the office, itself. And there's a whole lot of responsibility placed on the returning officer. If I get an opportunity, I will go to that section of the elections law that talks about the responsibilities of the returning officer as well. We do have a caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Good morning, good morning. Good to hear your voice.
Oh, yeah, it's been a long time.
I know.
When you are now at work, you know what I mean? So.
I'm going to have to talk to your employer and tell them to allow you to come in a little bit later or allow you to listen while you're at work.
But anyhow, but you all right, though?
Yeah, I'm good. And yourself?
Look here, O.C., what I call him about, switching this conversation.
Sure.
Traffic woes. I mean, we all know what Eastern District people go through, but yesterday morning in particular, I left home 6 minutes after 6, and it took me 2 hours and 40 minutes to get to Georgetown.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I thought it was an accident or something. It's just the volume of traffic, and I guess with the rain too, But it just goes to show that it ain't getting no better. And all while the to and froing going on about this east-west arterial, which don't necessarily, or which is not the panacea, and which not necessarily going to make it any much better. It will offer an alternative. But by the time that is built, the amount of cars that would have come onto the island, would practically nullify the...
Yeah. That'll start to get crowded by then.
So, but anyhow, in the meantime, we got to try work plan, see what we can do, right? And I got a suggestion. I've been, because I noticed certain times when a couple of times they've done this, when they make the traffic from east come one way and the traffic going east go another way, it flows a lot better. Because, and I just got a suggestion. I think that maybe throwing it out there for NRA or police or whoever it is that deals with that,
Mm-hmm.
Like in the mornings, say between 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the morning time, traffic coming from the east especially, that if, all the traffic going west, they come down through the bypass Anton Borden Drive,
Mm-hmm.
and all the traffic going east go up through the main road, except for local traffic, you know, the people who live in the area and stuff. Because the vast majority of the traffic is coming down. Because what causes the bottlenecks, I know, is you got a lot of people cut down through the back road, as they call it. Then you get up to the intersection there by the where the old cable wireless building is, you know, right there. And then you gotta wait then for people to give you a break, right? So which causes the traffic to back up. Because every time somebody got stopped, or, you know, that every second backs up the traffic. And then when you get down the road, then all people start doing, because the traffic is slow moving, people start cutting down through Northwood and coming out down by Wilkie Drive, which again causes another backup, because people are, you know, coming out, letting out there. And matter of fact, I see the police be there a lot of times in the morning, but they just standing up. And while they're standing up, people are literally forcing their way out into the road. I see cars come out and block the lane, the oncoming lane, you know, waiting for somebody to give them a break or to force their way into traffic.
Yes.
You know, sometimes, you know, they think that you're obliged to just stop, make them come in, you know. And like I said, that problem is created because of the backlog of traffic not flowing, so people looking shortcut, you know. So it then just makes the whole thing even worse. Because usually after you pass, after you get across Wilkie Drive area, the traffic begins to move, you know. You're still a lot of traffic, but it's moving, you know. Before that, it's just inching forward. You're going forward a few feet. So I'm just wondering if maybe they could try that for a time, you know, just to see, because nothing tried, nothing done, right?
So true, yeah.
Just see how that would work. I'm throwing it out there to the authorities. Like those 3 hours, those crunch hours between 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the morning, you know, that they divert westbound traffic through the Anton Borden Drive, and eastbound traffic then go up through Bordentown, except for local traffic then, you know, in those areas, and see if that would make a difference. Because really and truly, man, I sorry for them people up in north side, east end and further, you know. I got to leave home 5:30 for, you know, 5:45 latest in the morning to avoid the backup. So what about them people way up, you know, they got to get up out of their bed from 4 o'clock in the morning or earlier, get children ready, you know. It's rough, man. So that's just why, you know, something that I think that maybe they could try and see. If it don't work, it don't work. If it works, well, it'll be good for all of us. But I could go on till we go, because, oh God, the driving in this country, and the things that people do and don't do on the road. You always preaching it, though. But I don't know when, you know, coming like people, the modern day drivers, they either don't know about indicators, dim switches, or they just refuse to use them. But
some of them don't have a clue what to do on the roads. Not a clue whatsoever.
And another thing, I see cars driving, and then with these LED lights, which are so bright, you know, in the night. For the most part, you don't need to drive on your bright lights, because the roads are so well lit. You know, the dim lights, if you got good lights, that is, you know, you don't need bright lights except in those areas where it might be a little dark, you know. If you have a few areas where, you know, it's not enough street lighting or whatever, but for the most part, you know, on the main roads, you don't need to drive on bright lights. And that leads me to another thing. You ever driving at night or see the amount of cars with one light or no light?
Yep. Yes.
You know?
Quite a bit of it.
The night I come out and between my house and Bordentown, right? This is off Anton Borden Drive and Northwood Road. I passed 6 cars with one headlight, you know? I said, boy, where the police be in the night? So, but anyhow, that's my take. You know,
Thank
throw that out there.
Yes. It's a great idea, and I hope that the powers that be are listening. And Maybe take it on board, and maybe have a public meeting before, so that you hear the views of those persons who are likely to be affected by it, which would be the residents of Borden Town, but also all of those residents coming from the east as well, and get their side of things, because it is not difficult. And you would probably have to enforce it for a while. You have the signs up there that say, between the hours of such and such, that you can only go one way on this street or whatever. Yeah.
And just try it and see.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because, like I say, at this point in time, we got to try something, because the traffic ain't getting no better.
Yep. And I just want to say, my memory isn't fading yet, but when you and I had this discussion during COVID, and the whole idea about who would be able to go shopping on certain days and stuff like that, you offered the solution that was accepted eventually by government. Of course, they didn't give you credit for it, but you offered the solution in terms of how to deal with it, who should be on certain days in terms of the license plate numbers and stuff like that. So you're throwing out another one.
The alphabet,
Yes. Yeah.
So, well.
Okay.
All right, bro.
Take care. Good to hearing from you. We're going to take a commercial. You too. Thanks. We're going to take a commercial break. We do have a caller on hold. We will take that caller as soon as we return. So please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay Mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
From 8th to the 30th of November, the Pirates Week Festival will embark on a 3-week journey under the theme of setting sail through time. Join us for a host of free activities for all to enjoy. Immerse yourself in pirate folklore, journey to each district day, and celebrate Caymanian culture while you connect with friends new and old. For more information on events and activities, please visit piratesweek.com. Brought to you by the Ministry of Border Control, Labor and Culture.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have about 12 minutes to go in the show for the duration of the show this morning. We do have a caller on WhatsApp. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, how's it going?
Things are going good with me. How are things with you?
Nah, not too bad. I mean, that's not the first time that I called in about the Dry Road in the morning, 2 couple mornings ago. I couldn't get out in my road. Right there, the people cutting through northward, and they coming through there. I know one time when I was at traffic police, we had a same issue somewhere down west, down somewhere down line, Tibia, somewhere down in there, and they had put a restriction that only the people that live down in there could come out through that area and things. But anytime it's an accident happen, either from it coming from east or coming from the west, they divert down through there. And I mean, it's a mess. It's terrible. Some mornings all 15, 20 minutes before you can get out of there. But I didn't really call for that. But I heard my good friend talking about it, so I just put that in. I don't know what the police can do about it. I mean, I know they when I was there, they had law that they could deal with it like that. They had it through the I think it had to go through the ministry, but they put it in that only those that live down in that area could come out. It's terrible. But OC, I want to find out what happened to the school children, people from the church that we used to sell poppies. You remember, you used to sell them too, I think, and we used to wear them on our uniform and things for Poppy Day, and the children would go around and sell them. What happened? I don't see nobody selling poppies no more. What you can tell me anything?
Well, we sold them as Cubs and Scouts. We sold poppies. Yeah.
Yeah, but the school children used to sell them too. They used to give them to school children to sell too. School children used to wear them on their uniform.
I guess the argument would be you have to have a buyer in order to sell. And you know how many people in the Cayman Islands these days know about Remembrance Day? How many of them, actually acknowledge it? How many of them have any respect for those who have gone before us, who sacrificed and made the ultimate sacrifice for us? Not many people.
Yeah, but I mean, I would say to myself, well, the school should make that, like mandatory when it comes to Remembrance Day and thing. And even the police, when we were police, we used to wear poppies too on our uniform sometimes, and when I was going to school, I used to love to sell poppies with my little box. They tell me little box.
But it should be a choice. It should be a choice. It shouldn't be mandatory. People should choose whether or not they want to do it.
No, I mean mandatory. It's a choice if they won't buy one, but I think it should be mandatory because that is part of our culture. So I don't see. I couldn't tell them. I see somebody who's selling a poppy. I don't know where everything is going down from Cayman. Anything heritage of Cayman Island, everything is going down. This place is gone. I feel so discouraged, boy. Let me tell you, nothing you can see here now is Caymanian. Nothing, Orrett. Nothing at all. Everything gone. The other day I see somebody was, some other nationality, they were selling peppermint candies. My God, what a mess. Even all of that, I wish that I was much younger, that I could start something to help to keep Cayman culture, learn to cook, learn the young people to cook. How many young people can sew something now? I bet you if you had known the girls, I learned that from my mother to sew, but they say, well, you were so homely, you learned. No, but these things, when I went overseas, I had to learn to sew a shirt, a button on my shirt or something. These things, you learn.
We learned them in Scouts and Cubs as well. Yeah. All those things.
And ironing and all that. Yes, Scouts was good. I don't know if these marine things that they teach you to do all that. I don't know. I don't have no idea.
Maybe they are, and we don't know about it. Remember now, we're far removed from them and what they do at this point in time. We can talk about what we did, But a lot of times we hear people say, this isn't being done, that isn't being done, but they're saying it, not with any knowledge of actually what is happening. And sometimes it's dangerous to speculate. We can say we hope that it is taking place, and if it isn't taking place, then it should. I think that's the approach that we would want to take.
But the entities, some entities can also keep the tradition going, the Cayman tradition, but not really Caymanian left the out there, going fast. I don't know, it might be some kind of wave or something on us going fast. But anyhow, OC, good talking to you and then enjoy.
Same here. Thank you. Thank you very much, caller.
Yeah.
Few more government announcements. This one maybe hot off the press. It just came out electronically, but it was issued yesterday, Thursday, the 14th of November. Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, Infrastructure, Transport and Development, PAHID, under the guidance of the Honorable Joanna J. Ebanks, proudly announces the return of the National Community Enhancement Project, known as the NICE program. This initiative offers temporary employment for qualified individuals, taking place in 2 phases. So December the 9th to the 20th, one phase. The other phase will be from January the 6th to the 18th, 2025. So December the 9th to the 20th, 2024, and January the 6th to the 18th, 2025. Through participation in the NICE project, individuals will engage in vital community enhancement projects that contribute to the improvement of local infrastructure, public spaces, and the environment. Honorable J. Ebanks, Minister of Planning, Agriculture, Housing, Infrastructure, Transport, expressed his support for the project, and he quoted as stating, "The NICE project is more than an employment opportunity. It is a call to action for Caymanians to come together and make a positive impact on our communities. This initiative allows participants to gain valuable work experience while fostering a sense of pride and ownership in the beautiful Cayman Islands. I encourage all eligible individuals to join us in this worthwhile effort to improve and maintain our public spaces." So the NICE program, 2 phases, December 9th to the 20th, 2024, January 6th to the 18th, 2025 as well. And there is one more that I want to share with you as well, and it had to do with yes, here we go. Agriculture Department providing assistance. So, Department of Agriculture provides Cayman Brac farmers with ongoing technical support post-Hurricane Raphael. And you heard me speak to Mr. Elvis McKeever about that, and my suggestions in terms of what he should do. I have about 2.5 minutes to read this to you. I'll try to read it real quickly. It says over 15 farmers have to date benefited from the technical support that is being provided by the Department of Agriculture through its team, comprising the crop extension officer, lead arborist, and assistant arborists. That was dispatched to Cayman Brac on Thursday, the 7th of November, 2024. This became necessary following the passage of Hurricane Raphael that significantly impacted the agricultural landscape of the island. The hurricane left behind a range of damages in Cayman Brac, including toppled fruit trees and damaged branches, lodged pepper and sorrel plants. Maybe that should be dislodged, but it says lodged. Several impacted field crops, including cassava and pumpkin. Destruction of approximately 90 of Musa species. Those are bananas and plantains. Don't forget the bottlers too. Bottler man over in the back there. So destruction of approximately 90% of Musa species, bananas and plantains. Complete loss of longan fruit. All the longan is gone. Damage to papaya trees with fruits compromised. The team is currently assisting the farmers with resettling of fruit trees, namely breadfruit, mango trees, avocado, nisberry, ackee, soursop, plums, pomegranate, jujube, lime, cherry, coconut, and cashew. Short-term crops such as sorrel, peppers, and pumpkins suffered notably, presenting a challenging setback for our farmers. Root crops were also severely affected. Although fruit trees experienced damage, they are restorable thanks to the expertise within the Department of Agriculture. Farmers are being assisted with the pruning and stabilization of damaged trees. Essential materials and labor are provided to the farming community at no cost. Restored fruit trees are expected to resume production in due course. To date, 145 trees, which is approximately 2 acres, have been reset, with more to be completed in the coming weeks. The Department of Agriculture remains committed to aiding the farming community in the Cayman Brac throughout the recovery process, ensuring resilience and sustainability in the face of such natural adversities. So I want to thank the ministry for that. And I just want to say that we have this tendency when things go wrong and when calls and your entreaties are being made to government to do this, to do that, we get on the phone and we call and we say this, that didn't happen. When it happens, folks, please get on the phone and call as well. Show your appreciation. We know that you appreciate it as well. But the same way that you will call the government out for not doing things, please give them credit when they do things as well. I don't have a horse in this race at all. Just that is all about fairness. That is all about fairness. Folks, I want to thank everyone who participated this morning, all of you who called in, those of you who sent your WhatsApp messages. I remind you to join Sterling Dwayne Banks, or if Ray Singh is guest hosting for Sterling Dwayne Banks, join him at 12:15 for Talk Today. Have a great weekend. Those of you celebrating birthdays on the weekend, enjoy it. My sister, special birthday greetings going out to her for tomorrow. Taki Judith McFeel is her real name, but you know, the Caribbean as elsewhere, we assign nicknames to relatives and friends. Also, Miss Jules' birthday coming up on Tuesday of next week as well. And don't forget to send those birthday greetings, those birthday shout outs in as well. People really, really appreciate when you acknowledge them and when we're able to announce it here on the radio. Folks, have a great weekend, and as usual, we ask the good Lord, please continue to bless these 3 beautiful Cayman Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk